Hello there and welcome back to our channel. I hope that your week has been blessed so far and we are coming closer to the end of the month, and for some of us there's fires of joy because they receive payment and life goes on, and for those who are still waiting till the right of the end of the month, hang in there, just hang in there. Right, so we're going to carry on with our policing part of our channel, and a few things happened these past 2 weeks, and I would like to comment on them. And I see a lot of commentators making allegations, and they don't understand how things work. So let me just make it clear. The one is a traffic warden, a superintendent that was standing in front of Douglasdale Police Station, absolutely being disgruntled because, according to him, the local station commander and police did not want to assist him because they have retrieved stolen property. And a big hoo-ha was made out of this, and people were basically bad-mouthed and they're useless and this and that. And yes, there is some truth to it, that there is uselessness, and yes, it is true that sometimes people deserve to be bad-mouthed. But being a superintendent, one would think that his years of experience would have meant something, being a superintendent. Sorry, my light just went off. Better. Oh, there you are. Ugliest. Still as ugly as always. But anyway, let's carry on. So, and on all the platforms, I saw this, lashing out at the police. Useless, useless, useless. Now, unfortunately, back in the beginning of 2000, I was working at that police station, Douglasdale Police Station. For those of you who don't know where it is close to Foy's. It's actually in Foy's, and that specific police station was built by the Monte Casino group, or gambling house, for the community. So it was basically a substation of Randburg, which is the dominant or the bigger police station in that area. So, and over years, it has had a few good successes on average, just like most other police stations, but there's also a lot of bad comments to that police station. During my time I was there, it was the first time that I personally experienced racism in the police towards me, because some of the officers that was appointed at that police station clearly had political motives, and was really, they didn't deserve the uniform. But so be it. But let's get back to our superintendent, our traffic officer, and his little issue he's got. Now, what he failed to mention was what he wanted to book into the police station as evidence. And what he failed to mention is this was fresh produce. Cabbage, tomatoes, that kind of stuff that was stolen, and that was recovered in that little truck. Now, as per standing orders, you are not allowed to book any fresh produce or livestock or animals into a SAP 13 store. Now just imagine, you've got all those evidence. DNA, firearms, stolen property. Now you come here with cabbages and tomatoes and all that kind of stuff, and this stuff starts to decompose in a 13 store. I mean, it is just a little bit of logic at the end of the day. The same with livestock. You should have looked at an alternative, and my background tells me what you should have done is to take that stolen property back to the owner, hand it back to him, get a supporting statement, and at least try and get someone from the video or photography department to come and take pictures or get some video footage of the handing over to support the case going forward. That is what I should have done. There's no way you're going to keep cabbages and tomatoes fresh for the next 2 years, depending on how long this trial is going to take. Are we going to bring all the cabbages and everything to court? No, Your Honor, this is what he stole. That kite is not going to fly. So that one debunked. Hats off to the station commander. She did the right thing. And to the members at the police station, they did the right thing. So going on a rampage, especially as a superintendent, I think what is in order is do another post where you actually come and apologize for being a fucking ass. Got that one? Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, because it's clearly that you are a political appointee, so first go and make sure that you've got all your facts and all your ducks in a row before you come and make comments that is not based according to the rules and regulations of how things should happen. Alright, secondly is a incident that took place, I think it was 2 days ago in Groblersdal, where members of my tribe, Afrikaner or whatever the case may be, went up to a court where a person was, or persons were charged for assault, GBH, or attempted murder, where a security guard was apparently assaulted and the dog was involved and all that kind of rubbish. So I'm not following that case, as I believe justice must follow. Now let's make this one thing clear, and this is a little bit of education I want to bring forth, is if charges is brought up against a person, if a person is charged, it is not the police that charges that individual. The police comes and collects all the evidence, whether it's subjective or objective, and I will speak about those two a bit later, what they mean, and gather all the statements and the forms, medical reports, etc., etc., etc. And after the docket has been filed, whoever the investigating officer is, or maybe there was a arrest made on scene, that is within. There's actually 3 ways this could have gone. One is that the police that attended the call could have made the arrest and arrested those the parties that's now being accused of this of these charges. Alternatively, B is the investigating officer could have made the decision to go and arrest the suspects, or alternatively C, what I think that might have happened, and something that I would have done, especially when it comes to a serious case like this, is to take that docket to your SSP, that is your senior state prosecutor, put the file in front of that person, whoever the senior state prosecutor is, and on instruction of the senior state prosecutor. Now, senior state prosecutor's got a very important role in this whole process, because that is a person that makes the decision whether a person is going to be charged and whether the docket or the case is going to trial or not. So when they read through the case docket, they will look for certain elements, and upon that they will make a decision to yea or nay, or they will give further instructions to the police, the detective, whoever is in control or handles that specific case, what to do. So I would have gone for option C, and if the senior state prosecutor gave me the instruction to go and arrest the suspects and what charges, I would have done it, because at the end of the day, the police is the enforcers and they are not the people that charges them. There is other things like traffic offences and that type of stuff that's different, because you issue a ticket. But when it comes to criminal cases, this is how things have to go. So there is a very close correlation between the police and the courts, and this is one of the big problems that is going on in our justice system. Is there's a breakage there, and I'm not going to talk about that in this episode, but I will elaborate that. There's a lot of things, and I hope that at the end of this policing series that people will have a better understanding how things work and what different roles there is, and how the ship needs to be turned around, according to me and a few other people that is talking about this. So yeah, so right now we've got these people charged. They're standing in the court, and the people are the protesters are within their rights. They come and protest, and there is certain rules and regulations when it comes to protest. And I do believe, and I want to believe, that those people did things according to the book. There is limitations on where you can protest. When it comes to courts and police stations and that kind of stuff, and your national key points, there is a certain distance that needs to be kept. And in most that cases, I do believe it's 150 meters, depending on whoever is in charge of that scene can make a decision. And but I think in general, as far as I can remember, and I might be under correction here, I think the minimum distance is 150 meters. So whatever the case may be, so be it. So yeah, you got the police in a lineup, in a formation. I've stood in those lines many times before, and here is this group of people approaching you. And what I have witnessed is a bit of concern. Now, let me make one thing clear, and I have heard many commentators falling off the bus because of the lack of knowledge. Rule number one is there is a law that stipulates that you cannot touch a police officer, believe it or not, because there is a criminal charge, and that specific criminal charge is tampering with a policeman's uniform, because that person is in employ of the state. That police officer needs to be respected, as he is the enforcer of the law. Now, what I've seen is these oaks came into their space. The police didn't run up to them, they came into their space. What should have happened is the marshals or whoever was controlling that line should have said, boys, stop. Keep your distance, a meter, meter and a half, 2 meters away from the line. No problem, no action would have taken. But there was a confrontation. And what I saw is this line going into the police's face. Now, for me, this is a form of arrogance. And as soon as you touch that police officer, you have committed a crime. Now put yourself into his shoes, the police officer's shoes. How would you like to be screamed at, being verbally abused? Would you like that? Now, I take my hats off to the police officers at the operations. This is, you'll see them and I'll explain to you a bit later, but in general, when you see a police officer, they've with their name tags, there's normally two colors. It's either red or blue. Now, operations is red. This is the guys from internal stability or riot squad or public order police. They had so many names. It is difficult to area crime combating, and everybody comes every time a new general or something floats through, it changes the name. But these specific acts has been scrutinized for many years, because if they act when there's public violence, they are always wrong in the eyes of the public. And but to stand in those lines, being verbally abused, shouted at, screamed at, being accused of stuff, takes a lot of temperance and discipline. And those people that actually comes up into the faces of these police, we've got a specific word for them. They're called police baiters. Now, somewhere along the line, things will go skew. Now, what I've observed of this guy that went into the police officer's face and they took him down, he was resisting. It took a few police officers to restrain this guy. And just by doing that, resisting arrest, that is a second charge. So this oak is now standing maybe on 3 charges already. One being tampering with the policeman's uniform, public disorder, and now resisting arrest. Now everybody wants to come and cry and piss about this oak that is now being taken down. Don't resist. As simple as that. These police officers did not jump on his head or kicked or abused or took batons and assaulted, and he resisted arrest. If you're looking for shit, don't come and cry afterwards. As simple as that. If you want to pick up a stone and throw the police, guaranteed your ass is going to burn with rubber or with something else. If you want to attack the men in blue, take the hiding that is coming your way. Now, this specific group of people, this riot oaks, they have been downgraded so many times. From in the early riots that was going on in the townships and all over the show, there was a redundance of what they can and cannot do because of our little lip-tart liberals. They don't understand policing because they have never been in those lines. They were never standing there and thrown with rocks and petrol bombs and being shot at and all that kind of stuff. So if you don't know what's going on there, rather shut up and before you make an ass of yourself. That is the 2 incidences I want to talk about. So this is how it goes. And don't come and now make a scene because the general that was on scene. Firstly, I'm very impressed that a general came down to run the scene. It is normally an officer, a captain or a colonel, whoever the case may be, that handles, and so it was definitely a concern for the police because they knew and they have made the necessary preparations, and for a general to come down to that scene is very impressive. My hats off. I was involved with the Shell House massacre, and the person then that was swinging the scepter was a brigadier, and not even a general. A brigadier was in charge of that. And for a general to come down to the scene because they preempted that there is going to be some tension, and there is going to be issues and tissues, and guaranteed there was. If you want to deal with the police, make sure that you are disciplined. It is your right to protest, yes, but do it in orderly fashion. And as long as you do it in orderly fashion, you will be fine. And this is a warning for especially the Afrikaner bird tribe that is going out to the 2nd of February to the Freedom Front, front goed, whatever they are called, those broederbonders, to go and deliver the little notes to say, listen, your end is coming, and if you don't do something about our plea, then guaranteed we're not going to vote for you. Do not get involved in arguments. Don't go there under the influence of alcohol. Do not beach up armed. Simple as that. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Oh, simple as that. And you will have your freedoms guaranteed. I promise you. There is not groups out there, policemen that's going to come out there and assault you. If you're looking for kak, you're going to get it. Simple as that. I've done that many times. That is how it is. And politicians, please stay out of policing, you bunch of idiots. Just two things I want to share with you before I'm gonna sign off, because I don't want to waste all of your time. Is back in the days of being a Joburg Flying Squad, we had old Korbroek, old Korbroek. Just another. Let me just find out some nice words to describe him. A politician. Okay. The last bastion of the National Party. No, a little jellyfish. But he came there to our unit, and he was very keen to partake in our operations, and they gave him a bulletproof. Thank God they didn't give him a gun, because he would only kill himself or innocent bystander. So, yeah, he doesn't deserve a gun. That guy mustn't even get a stone or a kitty. Just do nothing. Gave him a bulletproof, so in the back of the squad car is, and the next moment there was a call. I think it was a housebreaking or a shooting going on in Melville that is not far from a unit, and these guys responded. I believe he swelled himself. That's our politicians. They want to tell the police what to do, but poof. Yeah. So politicians stay out of policing. You don't know what you're doing, idiots. That's it. And just a last little thing. I'm not going to elaborate about that anymore. We'll do it in the next episode, and we're going to start with serious issues. So this is just something I want to get off my chest. You're going to have a great weekend, and please remember to like this program, to share it, subscribe, and your little bell icon. And you go have a nice weekend. Go and rest, have some time with your family, and I'll see you Monday. Ciao.